Hey guys, Steve Welch here, Beaman Toyota again in Nashville. I had a lot of people ask me to kind of elaborate on this about what do you need when you come to the dealership. And what you need kind of depends on who you are and what you're looking to do. Um, Obviously, there's a few different variables when it comes to buying a car. Are you trading in a car? Are you not trading in a car? How's your credit? Things along those lines. Are you financing it? Are you writing a check? Are you doing something in between? Are you leasing it? So what you're doing will help to dictate what it is, but I want to give you a few things that everybody needs to know depending on what you're looking to do. So, first off, if you have bad credit, you definitely want to bring a proof of residence and also your proof of income. So, proof of residence is usually something like an electric bill, a cell phone bill, home phone bill, even a bank statement can work for your proof of residence. Bank statement will also work for your proof of income, so it kind of works for two. Make sure that those things have the same address on them that you're claiming on your finance documents. If you're trying to say that you live at one spot, but all of those documents say you live somewhere else, they're going to have to use that other address as your actual permanent address. Now, if you're moving, something along those lines, maybe you use your lease agreement to your new place that you're moving to. So even though your current electric bill and all that other stuff says that you're at a different address, that a lease agreement says that as of July or as of September, whatever that is, that you're going to be at a new address based off of that lease. That's something else that could work for you as well. So you definitely want to have that. Also, if you have bad credit, you want to have a co-buyer available. That's always great. Bring them with you if you figure you're going to have some credit issues. Doesn't hurt to have. Also, a reference list. Give yourself about 3 references just in case a bank asks for it. Name, address, phone number for those references, and the relationship of them. So definitely. Now, if you have good credit, you're probably not going to need any of that. Realistically, just know your Social Security number in case you don't keep that in memory, and then your gross income. You'll need to know that. So whatever you make per month, and that would be before taxes or anything comes out. So now that being said, that's when it comes to the credit side that you need that. Obviously, writing a check, you need very little of that. So now for trying to make the car deal go as fast as possible and try to make things as easy as possible, obviously bring your trade in. There's 2 reasons that I'm going to tell you to bring your trade in. Number one is that if you're trying to get a dealership to do a sight off scene, meaning to appraise a trade they haven't seen, they're going to have to be more conservative with it. They're going to have to assume that you might have some damage to it, or there's a reason you didn't bring it in. So they're probably going to give you a slightly lower number than if they had seen it off the bat. So bring your trade in. It's only going to help you to have your trade in, and you're going to get the most for it. And also, when you bring your trade, bring any extra parts that you have. So if you have the little tonneau cover, maybe you've set that in your garage, the little cover that goes in the back of it, or a cargo net, or something maybe you're not using. Sometimes, like on a Jeep, somebody might take off the spare tire. Bring those things if you have the ability to, of course, or at least let the dealership know that they're available. So if you have like a hard top on a Jeep as opposed to a soft top or something like those, definitely bring those. Also let them know if you've modified it, and say you have like a suspension kit and you've got some different wheels on it. Let them know if you have the factory wheels. A lot of times that can actually be worth more to the dealership, because they can then certify that vehicle if they're of the same brand, and that might actually get you more money, just to say, hey, look, I still have the original rims to this vehicle, whether it's like a Tacoma truck or something like that. I still got the originals. You can have them as part of this deal, blah, blah, blah. So definitely let them know if you have parts that are not on it, or if you have those available. Bring as much as you can, though. Also bring your trade title if you have it, if you're in a title bearing state, or if you've paid off your vehicle. Bring any lien release that would be on there. So a lot of states, I know mine is this way, they'll send you a lien release letter, but they don't actually send it to the state. So they leave it to you to actually go get your lien release. Well, if you have a title that shows a lien, it can cause a little hiccup when you're trying to do the paperwork. So definitely bring that lien release with you along with that title. So also bring your registration, especially if you're trying to transfer your tag. So it makes it a lot easier. They can see who's on your registration. They can see what the tag number is, things like that. So a registration that also comes into play if you had a totaled out vehicle and you're saying, hey, I want the tag off my totaled car. They're sometimes not able to pull that. So you definitely want to bring your registration information so they know which tag you are transferring. Also to make sure they transfer it off of the right vehicle, especially if you have multiple vehicles that you have registered. Also bring your insurance info. So who your insurance company is, bring a insurance card from a current vehicle. That'll give the dealership most of the information that they're going to need. If for any reason you're an immigrant, you definitely want to bring your immigrant status, your social security number if it's one of those work only social security numbers. Bring that, bring your visa if you have a visa. And definitely realize that that's going to affect how you can buy the car. But bring all of your pertinent immigration documents with you. Bring the vehicle info. So bring what your minimums are and what you're looking for. So if somebody asks you what you'd like, you should be able to answer those questions. So definitely have thought about that, if at all possible, what your minimums are. Hey, I got to have a sunroof. I got to have this. Bring the information on what you want in your new car. Now bring your down payment or how you're going to make your down payment. So if you're bringing cash, you should have that cash available. Most people do it on a credit card or they might even write a check for it. So bring your checkbook. So if you're planning on doing one of those things, make sure that that's available to you. Know that on credit cards, most dealerships will restrict how much you can put on a card. So if you're saying, hey, I'm buying a $20,000 car, I want to just swipe my Amex for it, most dealerships will have a limit on what they can do in a credit card transaction. So usually you might need a cashier's check on something like that. Most dealerships will work with you on getting that cashier's check though. So that's something you always want to make sure that you have your down payment. Realize not all cars need a down payment, but if you are going to put a down payment, you're going to need that. If you have a wrecked vehicle, definitely bring your proof of total loss. And so that'd be like something from the insurance company saying that they've totaled it out. If you have gap insurance on that, definitely bring a proof of that as well. Easy way to get that is bring your old contract off of that car with you. It'll show what you have on that car, especially if you didn't buy it from the dealership that you're going to. Chances are if you're going to the same dealership that you bought the car from originally, they'll be able to pull that gap policy and be able to know that you have that. But this is just kind of a quick rundown here on things that you should bring to the dealership to try to make it a little bit quicker. One other thing while I'm thinking about it here too is time is usually what people hate the most. You know, I go to the dealership, it takes all day. It doesn't have to. If you have these things, it can actually make your time a lot less. But one of the things that can take a long time is cleaning out your car. Realize that you're going to the dealership to trade in the car. You might want to try to have a little bit of that stuff out of there. Realize that trash, things like that, it doesn't really matter a whole lot if you have trash in there. But if you're moving a lot of stuff, it can take people, I've seen them take an hour to clean out their old car. So just realize that if you kind of get ahead of that a little bit, then it can make your time a lot less at the dealership. So, bring bags, stuff like that, already be ready to move from one to the other. If you can't clean it out, or if you didn't plan on buying a car and you do that day, we definitely understand that. But if you clean it out a little bit, you'll make your time go a little bit faster and have a little bit better experience. So, and then the other thing too is that a clean car, I don't care who you talk to, people will tell you that the cleanliness of the car doesn't affect the value. A clean car, I think, looks better, feels better, smells better, all of that. I think that gets you a little bit more, even if it's not supposed to, and people tell you that it doesn't. I think that demands a little bit higher if a car already looks clean. So definitely don't be afraid to clean your car out and have it ready. But Steve Welch, Beeman Toyota, 615-645-3039. Call me, text me. Definitely in the Nashville area. I'm more than happy to help you get into a new car. But hopefully this helped you a little bit to know about what you're looking to get into when you're, or what you need to bring when you're looking to get into a car. Or a truck or anything like that. So this is going to be pretty well the same at most dealerships you go to. it's not going to be that much different. There might be a couple of other things that they ask for, but if you've got all of this handled, you're going to be able to get in, get out, and not have a whole lot of an issue, and not have to get a bunch of stuff coming back to the dealership or downloading things or stuff like that. So definitely, Steve Welch, Beaman Toyota. Hope you guys are having a great day. We will talk to you soon.